Johnny here again. This is week 7 of your health and fitness videos. I hope you are doing well and hopefully we are near the end of this lockdown. So if you are new to watching these videos, we've been over the past few weeks building up habits little by little, fundamental habits that can transform from an unhealthier lifestyle to a much healthier one. The idea behind it is doing small, easy steps each week, progressing them on until we get closer and closer to that ideal daily habit that we want to achieve. Now, the first one we went through was water. So in week 1, we started with just trying to get a glass of water into the system as soon as you wake up. We've progressed that on to the past few weeks where we're trying to hit 2 litres a day. If you haven't been getting 2 litres a day, just get in as much as you can, but keep trying to move closer to that number. We're not going to up that, just try and keep working on it if you're not at that 2 litres already. And then the next week we introduced the nutrition tracking. Last week we got up to 5 days a week if you've been doing the steps each week that I've been suggesting. I wouldn't go any further than that unless you really want to. Try and get a mixture of tracking your weekend intake and your weekdays. Next one we went through was exercise. So exercise, we put in trying to get at least 10 minutes a day. It could be a walk, could be some bodyweight exercises. If you've got access to gym equipment at home, even better. It doesn't matter exactly what you're doing at the moment, just try and do at least 10 minutes per day. If you're not there yet, just build it up. And last week we introduced 20 to 30 minute workouts a couple of times a week. Don't need to do that every day. So if you were doing that last week, just keep working on that. Maybe add another day in. If not, just stick to that 10 minutes. The next one we went to was stretching. Stretching is absolutely essential if you do work out often, just to help avoid injury. And when you do start tightening up, which does happen, especially if you're getting a little bit older, you've been training for a lot of years. But even if you're not exercising often, just the fact that we're at home, we're not used to the workstations that we're at, it can really play havoc on your posture. Or if you are sitting down at the couch a lot more than normal. I mean, we are stuck in the house a lot more than we otherwise would be, so no doubt you are sat down a lot longer, which again, hips, shoulders, like I always mention, they do come under a lot of stress, so we need to take care of them, which is why we introduced the stretching habit. I would say 5 minutes twice a day is ideal. If you're hitting that every day, you will start to feel the benefit. If you can't manage that just yet, just do what you can. 2 minutes twice a day, great. The last one we went through was the sleep habit. Now, ideally, we're looking 7 to 8 hours a day. If you can get more than that, I know some people do, absolutely brilliant. I'm more of the 7 hours kind of guy. I would love to have more than that, but I just not how I'm wired. If you feel good with 7 hours sleep, try and just keep that as a minimum. But if you're not feeling great, if you feel sluggish, you start getting tired around midday, it's likely that you're not sleeping enough. So what we went through was trying to pick your ideal bedtime or wake up time. If it is a wake up time, set 8 hours behind that. That's your ideal time. We're working, so say that was 6 a.m. that you want to get up. So you're trying to ideally get to bed at 10. If you're nowhere near that, we started off just saying, right, an hour away from that, and then each week get 15 minutes closer. So 30 minutes away from your ideal bedtime is where we're up to if you are progressing at the 15 minutes per week rate that we've went through, which is quite moderate. If you want to do more than that, go for it. So those are the habits. We're sticking with them. We're not going to add anything else into it and add any more stress into the lifestyle. If you're comfortable with all of them, make little tweaks here and there if you want to challenge yourself, by all means, but we're not going to add any new habits in. So that's it for the habits this week. Now, we went into last week adding an exercise tip and a nutrition tip, because we're not adding any more habits in, just to give you guys a bit more value. We're going to do the same this week. This week's exercise tip. If fat loss is your goal, try and introduce resistance training into your daily routine. Now, going running, walking, cycling is usually the go-to form of exercise for anyone looking to lose weight, and it's definitely not bad. We don't want to avoid it, but if you add in resistance training to your weekly routine as well, you can get better results. If you're not sure what I mean by resistance training, it's not just lifting weights, although you can do that as a form of resistance training. You can do it with your body weight, especially if you're new to exercise, doing things like air squats, push-ups, dips, lunges. They're all forms of resistance training, especially if you haven't done anything before. You don't even want to think about lifting weights until you can do these movements without hurting yourself, basically, and without losing form. So resistance training has something called the afterburn effect. If you've done anything like this before, you will know that what we call it, delayed onset muscle soreness, which is when your legs, if you've done a leg session, feel like lead the next day. You might be struggling to go up and down the stairs, or you might have heard a friend or family member whinging about it before. And if you're new to exercise, it is a killer in the beginning. But when you do something like that and your body's not used to it, it takes a lot of energy to repair the muscles, which is why they can be sore for many days afterwards. And the afterburn effect means that after you've done your workout, especially in the beginning, it could be from 48 to 72 hours after that, your body's burning more calories trying to repair the muscles that you've broken down during exercise. There will be this to some degree if you do cycling or running, but often if you do it often, should I say, you're going to get efficient at it, and there's not going to be much work for your body to do to repair itself. So if you do 2 resistance sessions a week, you do one on Tuesday, one on Friday, then pretty much the full week your body's in repair mode, burning more calories when you're not even doing anything. You could be sat down at work, you could be sleeping, and your body's repairing itself, burning more calories than it otherwise would be if you were just doing a regular cycling, running session where you might train for 45 minutes, you'll burn calories in that time, but then not long after that, your body goes back to normal. Your body has something which is called basal metabolic rate. That is how many calories you will burn when you're not doing anything at all, when you just sat down or you laid in bed. And that is 1,200 a day for someone if you're not doing anything. And then if you start doing resistance training, you could raise that up to 1,500 a day, even when you're not working out. Which means if you are trying to burn more calories, then that can do the trick. Or if you're trying to just maintain, it can mean that you can eat more calories and not put on weight. So it's definitely worth looking into, and give it a shot, guys. Any questions on workout, what to do, you can just hit me up by email. This week's nutrition tip, we're looking at introducing more micronutrients into the diet and not focusing as much on the macronutrients. So micronutrients are your vitamins, your minerals. Macronutrients are your protein, your fats, your carbs, and like your total calories in general. A lot of people, if they want to lose weight, will tend to look at how many calories they're eating first and foremost. That is important, but if you are solely focused on how many calories you're eating and not what the quality of those calories are, then you're fighting a losing battle. Your health as much as anything. If you're not getting the vital nutrients that your body needs, you're not going to be healthy. Your immune system's going to be shot, and you're just not going to feel your best. If you do focus on your macros first, so that could be eating good quality proteins, eating more vegetables, nuts, seeds, that kind of thing. Generally, you're going to be eating less calories anyway. If you look at, for example, know from experience that 5 guys double cheeseburger is about 1,200 calories, just the burger, not even talking about the fries there. If you chose to eat 1,200 calories worth of good quality proteins, good quality carbs, you can probably get 2 to 3 good quality meals in, which would fill you up a lot more. Each one would probably fill you up more than a burger would. And it is the same total calories. So it is a bit extreme example there, but if your sole purpose was looking at the calories, then you're not going to be full, you're going to be eating bad quality food. Whereas if you focus on the micros first, then your body's going to get the nutrients it needs, and you're not going to feel as hungry, and you're going to feel a lot better in yourself. So how you can put this into practice: look at what quality foods are first. So I'm sure everyone knows quite a few. It's just putting it into practice which is the hard bit. So you're looking at green vegetables, you're looking at good quality proteins like fish, lean beef, chicken. If you don't eat meat, then that's absolutely fine. There are some good quality vegan or vegetarian options available now. It's definitely improving every year. There seems to be more products out. If you're looking at what sort of carbs to have, like a bad version would be chips. A good version, you could be looking at sweet potato, rice. It's still, for carbs, you still can go overboard quite easily if you eat too many of them. You do need to watch them. But your complex carbs, which are your vegetables, you could basically eat as many green vegetables as you can fit on your plate. They're so low in calories and they're so filling that your body just burns through them as quickly as you eat them. So if you ate a plate full of broccoli, might be 300 calories, but because it takes a lot more effort to digest, your body burns through them calories. So try and focus a little bit more on the micros, what the quality of the food is, and don't just focus on how many calories you're having. Now, that's not to say that tracking your calories is bad. It's absolutely not. But if you can focus on good food first and then see how your results are going, if you're not losing weight and you're eating really clean, then that would be the time to look at your macros second. So that could be tweaking. You might be eating too many carbs, not enough protein. You might need to take your total calories down. Okay, so the focus is good quality food first, then focus on the quantity second. They're both important, but quality over quantity. Last thing today, guys, we're going to go through this week's challenge. Following on with the formula that we've been doing, 1 week steps challenge, 1 week fitness challenge. We're back to the steps challenge. You'll be pleased to see the weather is getting out a lot nicer. You wouldn't have thought it's only a week ago since we were having blizzards. Wednesday when I'm recording this, and blue skies, perfect time to get out for a walk. So let's try and get as many steps as you can in this coming week. Hopefully the nice weather continues, and the goal is as many total steps throughout the week as you can. It is a lot tougher obviously when we're stuck in the house, but if you can get outside the house, it's going to do you the world of good. A couple of walks throughout the week, and then just basically try and stay on your feet as much as you can. If you do have a smartwatch, ideal. Otherwise, if you keep your phone on your pocket, it does track your steps as well. That's it for this week, guys. I hope you've found it helpful. Again, if you have any questions at all, it could be nutrition, diet, exercise, anything, just hit me up. I'll be more than happy to help. Take care.